Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on here. Definitely a mess. There's no other way around it. Okay, we got some fake outs here, some unique behavior where the price action broke above this horizontal trend line. Got some people to buy in, late long, so to speak. Price comes down ever since. So again, what we're looking for here to kind of confirm this bearish trend is for a retest, a bearish retest or back test, of course, of this level here about 167, 168. So the price comes up to 167, 168, has trouble crossing, and Bitcoin still looks weak. I think there's a more likelihood the price can continue lower. Again, different scenarios for different things. I mean, we don't just short right now instantly because it's the bottom and it feels like the bottom's going to drop, which is true from an outside looking in, but we want to verify and double check a few things. So if you're new to the channel, let's go ahead and double check a few key factors first. We like to look at liquidation and just kind of see if there's any kind of sweeps that need to happen or have happened, and just generally understand where we're at with that. Future reference too, do appreciate if you hit the like button, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Where are you at position-wise on Solana? What are you doing right now? So what we look at here, first of all, is liquidation for the Solana coin, and they can see 165, there's not a lot of liquidation below that level. So less merit for the whales to push the price action down further. Now you do got to recognize too, though, that Bitcoin has a decent amount of lower liquidity that could still be swept at that 67.5 range, okay? If that does happen, we'll probably see Solana retest and continue lower to 160, 150 range, okay? I think that's a possibility. Is it a probability? It's hard to say. There's a lot of support in this 160 to 170 range for Solana. But if we lose that bottom, there's a decent chance we could see a free fall because there's not a lot of volume in between 120 and 160 roughly, okay? So having said all that, if the price does end up recovering, we can see 176 to 180 as a rough estimate for a heavy concentration of shorts hedged right there just above that level. So that's important to recognize because the price does recover. We could see that, but I think a recovery is less likely now that we've definitively broken below the cloud. I would say best case scenario, 170 is a new resistance, and the price continues lower. That's my speculation just from a bird's eye view. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the daily time frame and work our way down and kind of see what's going on. So now that we've broken this range, we can presume the price is going to continue lower. That's generally how it works when you break range-bound activity. The trend either reverses or continues. So at this point, we should likely see a continuation. We'll double-check a few things to make sure that's confirmed, but it does seem like there's more propensity for the price to go lower than up. Now, again, we're below the 20-day SMA. We've known that for a while. We are in this support range here where we can see a decent amount of candle wicks into this range. We've seen what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7 effectively, 7 candle wicks into this range of 162 upwards of 169, okay? So round numbers, 160 to 170 is a support range, so to speak. Okay, now you can only test support as so many times before it breaks, okay? Now getting up into the 7 to 10 mark of retests in these areas leads me to believe we're more likely to break because the bulls are starting to lose control, and there's not a lot of volume in this range either. It's not a good sign, especially with the volume accumulation being above the price action. The next accumulation we have is 150. So I would say, a profit target of 150 would be viable if you're considering a short, just again, from a bird's eye perspective. So let's look at some closer things here. We've lost 50 in the RSI officially. I mean, that's been gone for 3 days now. Okay, that's generally a bearish sign. That to me is confirming that the price is no longer going to come up. That's exactly why I felt okay. I know it sounds weird, but I felt okay with hitting our stop loss for a long position on Solana because the likelihood of us breaking even on that trade is pretty low. So why not just wipe your hands free from it, right? It's okay to take a stop loss, folks, because it kind of, I put my stop loss at invalidation levels, and we can see right now that we've had a very difficult time reclaiming that 170 mark, okay? So having said all that, the whole point of this is that we have a lot of weakness here. Money flow index coming down, RSI is coming down, MACD is still diverging. I mean, I know it seems kind of crazy, folks, but you can diverge in MACD for a very long time. Okay, so I don't think that we're in a position right now where it's an ideal scenario to try to take it long just to buy the dip, because this is not a safe dip to buy. Okay, you could get lucky, the price could recover. It just all depends on Bitcoin if Bitcoin wants to pull its head out of its ass. But there's a good chance that Bitcoin won't do that. It'll continue lower because we do have a ton of support. We're testing a key fib level 0.618 on Bitcoin right now, and if that does hold, different story altogether. But Solana's just been looking very, very weak compared to Bitcoin anyways, so it doesn't make a ton of sense if Bitcoin's kind of looking shaky and Solana's on the edge of disaster. What 1 and 1 makes 2, right? Again, that's just me thinking through the process here of what's going on. Because again, when you take trades, you want to recognize, the overall sentiment of how things are viewed. And when we look at all the volume and everything being above the price action, we have a lot more working against us than for us at this point. We can take a look here, of course. We can see stochastic swinging down. We've got money flow index and RSI fairly low. MFI is not doing too bad. I like when MFI is above the actual, well, above 50, but also above RSI. So what that basically just means is that people view this coin to be, or this price action, they want to buy at this level. So there's a lot of interest in the 160 range. Okay, RSI tapering off. That could be very positive because if MFI continues to remain where it's at and RSI keeps tapering off, it'll inevitably become oversold and people want to buy again. They want to buy more. So we could very well see a relief rally too. So I don't want you to get in your heads that this is just doom and gloom, it's all over. But we got a MACD divergence here. While it's not super strong, it is still diverging. And the fact of the matter is we are soon to close. We haven't done it yet, but we're soon to close under this level here at about 168. I'm rounding up a little bit, 168. Is essentially that level. So if we look at the hourly, we can kind of confirm we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candlesticks now closing below that quote-unquote support level. And I know you're probably thinking, wait, what do you mean? We got closures below here and it recovered just fine. Yeah, that was a weird day though. I don't know if you remember that, but Bitcoin came all the way down as low as 67,000 and within a couple of hours is back up to 71K. It was just completely nonsense. It was probably one of the worst days of trading I've seen in a long time. Having said all that, that's why that's what caused that. But the truth is these trend lines are based on the 4-hour time frame, not the hourly time frame, so they're going to be a little off. But the key takeaway here is that a 4-hour time frame tells us that that is the level we've had difficulty crossing below and closing below. So we closed below 168 today. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the price action continuing lower. Even though we're in a support range, it's still not all that beneficial. We take a look, we see we're below all moving averages. We're below the cloud. So I would say a consideration for entry for a short, if you're going to consider one, is either at 168 or wait for about 169.50. Because the likelihood of the price coming up to the cloud and rejecting off the lower lead is fairly high. Lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines below baseline. There's zero reasons to consider a long position right now. So you're holding on to a hope and a prayer if you're in a long position right now. And again, there's a statistical probability the price will recover. Solana's done very well to, hold the line, so to speak. But this line has been tested 7 times on the daily alone. And I do not like the price action or the structure here. And unless we can continue to increase the volume, we're not going to have a leg to stand on. I mean, you can argue that there is more volume and more buying pressure here at this level than before. But again, there can only be so much buying pressure until that dries up. Nobody else, everybody wants to stop. Once everyone stops buying and they get kind of just sick and tired of the price coming down, the whales will win, the price will continue lower, and we'll see it sweep a little bit lower. Now let's double check just really quick the monthly for kind of best practice. Sorry, okay. It does time out every once in a while. So we'll pull up the monthly because I'm curious about the larger time frames and just understanding if there's any liquidation levels on the monthly time frames. So let's see what we're looking at here. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, once again, 161, that low 160 mark is where we're at. So yeah, that's kind of the overall sentiment here, folks. Definitely not a perfect case scenario, but Solana is looking pretty weak. There's no other way around it. We cannot break through this descending trend line, and I would say if Bitcoin continues any lower, we're going to see the bottom drop out. Once more, it's not going to be all doom and gloom. I do think 150 will hold as a support level. That is generally there's a lot of volume down there at the upper 140s. So do not think that you're going to short this to 0 or to short this to the double digits at all. I think that's very unlikely. But again, you can kind of see here, the proof here is telling us that we're not in a good situation. No other way around it. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something today. Again, comment below if you did. Like, subscribe, follow. Deeply appreciate that. Make sure you reference Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. We're using them as a community here. Awesome rewards using the link to register. So hope you all have a great rest of the day. Appreciate your time once more. We'll look forward to seeing you next one. Take care. Thank you.